Hello and welcome to Friday Finds with Rob Meyer-Kukan. Hello, I am Rob Meyer-Kukan of the Healthy Musician Institute in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Thank you for joining me today for Friday Finds. I would like to introduce you to my guest for today, Carol Ivkovich, who is a piano teacher and instructor in Lansing and in Jackson, Michigan. Hello, Carol. How are you?
Hi, Rob. Nice to see you. I'm good. Thank you. And you?
I'm great. Thanks. So let's get started by having you give us a little bit more information about who you are and what you do.
All righty. I graduated from Michigan State a long time ago with a degree in piano performance, and I've always taught. And for a long time, I was the community music school director for the Jackson Symphony. And then 2 years ago, I left that position and was injured pretty badly in a car accident. And so that has caused me to seek other avenues besides teaching in terms of generating an income. And so Masterpiece Music was born.
Wonderful. And so, perfect segue. Tell us a little bit about what is Masterpiece Music?
Well, Masterpiece Music started as an idea. I was pretty desperate to figure out ways to generate income because at that point I was on rest from recovering from surgery and different injuries. And I had this idea to develop different dice with musical symbols on them. And can you see them?
Yes.
Okay. And so I just designed one dice that had hands together, hands separate on it, put it out on the internet to sell as a resource, and it went like crazy. And so that led me to trying other musical concepts on dice, and that's how Masterpiece Music came to be. And then Sarah Campbell of Upbeat Piano Teachers really challenged me to write curriculum because I had done some summer camps. So then I started down the path of writing curriculum for piano teachers to hold summer or winter music camps.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't realize the curriculum part there. I found you because I found the dice. I think I saw a post on a Facebook group or something. And so
you probably did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the concept seems pretty simple. You put some things onto dice, and then, so tell us how would you use those in a lesson?
Yeah. You could take the hands together, hands separate dice, and as I showed you before, it's got the right hand, the left hand on it, and have the children roll it to decide which hand will play a certain technical passage or a certain measure. The key signature dice, they can roll and practice identifying the different key signatures. There's rhythm patterns, there's terminology, anything like that that will help them reinforce skills that they need to become a successful musician, but in a fun way.
Yeah, that's great. And when I talk with my mom about, so my mom took piano lessons when she was younger. In fact, the piano that I teach off of was her piano back in the 50s. And when I talk with her about some of the things I'm doing with my students, she always says to me like, oh, I wish my teacher had taught that way. And I don't say that to toot my own horn, but rather to share that there's just such exciting ways of teaching that are being shared these days.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And a lot of fun, a lot of games, a lot of things that are adaptable for different learning styles, which is just, it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. You know, I always joke that we work with people's most precious commodities, their children and their money. And so we better be at the top of our game in terms of what we do and be seeking creative alternatives, activities, because I'm competing with soccer and baseball and gymnastics, and I want to keep a full studio in order to, have an income. So I constantly have to be improving myself and what I do.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then the nice thing about this resource is that, you order a bag of dice, which sounds like a pretty simple thing, but you send us these awesome little treasures. And I've got mine in a little drawstring bag.
Yeah.
And I can take them to church. I can take them to a student's home on the rare occasion that I travel, or I pull them out and they're ready to go, and there's a quick game or something that helps us to even turn on a dime if we have to.
Exactly, and it doesn't require a great deal of preparation. You're not making handouts or anything else. You can just pull them out, play a game, do an activity, and then get on with whatever else you needed to do in the lesson.
Awesome. So tell me just a tiny bit about the curriculum or curriculi.
Yeah, I think curriculum will work. So when I was with the symphony, I had designed a couple summer camps. A big hit was a Harry Potter type of summer camp. And so then I sat down and put it all together in a curriculum form so that you could buy the whole set that would tell you, here's how to advertise, here's the kinds of games, the kinds of props you would need, all the things possible to make it a successful camp experience for kids. I don't know any child who doesn't love Harry Potter. And so we might as well take that idea and use it to our advantage in terms of running a music camp and having a fun time with it while we're at it. So that's how that came to be.
That's really cool. I wish I had known. I would have come to Harry Potter music camp.
Well, you know what? I'm really fortunate, Rob, because I have 5 grandchildren, but 2 are of the age 7 and 8 where I watch what they're interested in. And whatever they're interested in, I figure out how I can use it in my studio to my advantage.
That's a smart teacher. That's
Yeah.
really great. Yeah, it's cool too when you can connect with your students on that level, and it makes you a little more real to them too, which is really cool.
Yeah, my adult children tease me about, Mom, you wouldn't even read Harry Potter books, and now you're running camps on that theme stuff.
That's right. Oh, wow, that is so cool. Wonderful. So tell us how people can, how do they connect with your store, with Masterpiece Music?
It's real simple. I have an online shop, masterpiece-music.com, and you can find me there, or I have a Masterpiece Music Facebook page, and you can find me there.
Awesome. And on your website, you have not just the sort of business side of things, but you have informational things. You've got a wonderful blog that I've seen some great posts on.
Yep, and I think I had a great guest author named Rob. So.
That's right. No, don't break my arm or whatever.
That's right. So,
but it's a cool way to connect the community, and I think you do a really nice job of bringing different ideas and people together. So
thank you. I appreciate it. It's fun.
Yeah. So for those of you who are watching, definitely check out Carol's website, not just for one facet or another, but make sure to check out the products and the blog that's on there and all the other resources as well. And then what's the best way for them to reach you if they want to get a hold of you? Email or Facebook?
They can actually send me a message directly through the website, and I'll get it that way. And that's probably the best way.
Awesome. Great.
Oh, great.
The last thing I like to ask all of my guests is to share some words of wisdom, and that can be the best piece of advice you were ever given, funny or serious, related to what we're talking about, or completely off the wall. So would you share with us some of your words of wisdom?
I think my biggest word of wisdom would be, don't be afraid of hard things. If you would have told me I was going to try starting my own business a couple of years ago, I would have said never, but you jump off, you take that leap of faith, and it usually works out in some way. So don't be afraid to try.
Awesome. Well, thank you for those words of wisdom, and thank you for all of the wonderful information that you've shared with us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Sure. If you are enjoying this video, give it the thumbs up, the little button. Maybe it's down here, maybe on the other side, but give it a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed the content of today's video. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, you get to find out when a new video like this comes out. So make sure to do that as well. If you're watching on Friday, have a wonderful weekend. If you are watching at another time, I hope you have an excellent week. Thank you once again, Carol, for being my guest today, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Alrighty, thanks, Rob. Bye-bye.
Friday Finds returns on January 5th of 2018. Until then, have a very Merry Christmas and a safe and happy and healthy New Year.